All right, we are here, and this is the lecture webinar series. Welcome to the Rise webinar. My name is Chris Tego. I am the Communications and Development Coordinator at Rise International, and I'll be the moderator for today. I'll be the moderator for today. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us once again. We have a few speakers that I will introduce in a few minutes. But for now, let me just say for those who are joining us for the first time, RISE is a non-social enterprise that operates in Lesotho, which is a landlocked country in Southern Africa. We focus on economic development through job creation, skills development, and entrepreneurship, specifically in the built environment through a fellowship program called In Loco. Now, the fellowship is a design, build, and entrepreneurship program for graduates who have studied architecture, construction management, civil and electrical engineering, plumbing, and carpentry, among other disciplines. Now, the fellows get a hands-on experience, hands-on learning experience, while at the same time solving problems in their infrastructure. We turn job seekers into job creators by helping them start their own businesses and taking them through a 3-year incubation program where we connect the fellows with mentors, co-working space, tools, and clients, among other resources. So today, we are going to be talking about the value of business incubation, uh, which basically will be exploring how incubation programs serve as catalysts for startup success by providing entrepreneurs with mentorship, critical resources, and industry insights, how incubators can help transform ideas into viable business. Um, Here we're talking guidance on everything from business planning and financial management to market strategies and network building, significantly increasing the odds of long-term success through hands-on support and tailored resources. Incubation not incubation not only accelerates growth but also fosters innovation, resilience, as well as sustainability in emerging businesses. So allow me right now to introduce my speakers. We have three amazing speakers for today. We have one of our keynote presenters is Me Disema Ramaidi. Now, Me Disema is a woman or a lady of many talents. So yes, when we talk about Me Disema, we're talking about um, a seasoned practitioner in business incubation with over 15 years of experience in monitoring and development enterprise, with a deep passion for nurturing innovative ideas and guiding startups towards sustainable growth. Ms. Ramaidi has become a pivotal figure in the entrepreneurial ecosystem. She is a certified enterprise support organization manager for the Lincoln Queen University of Entrepreneurship Acceleration Platform, LEAP, under Lincoln Queen University of Creative Technology. By Growth Will South Africa, Ms. Ramaidi holds a graduate degree from NUL and postgraduate degree in management and policy studies from the University of Pretoria and Stellenbosch University. She also has a passion in higher education, which gained her a postgraduate diploma in higher education from NUL, where she is also teaching on a part-time basis. Um, her profile is very lengthy. So for the benefit of time, please allow me to just um, maybe stop right there, if that's okay. Medisema, good day.
Good afternoon, Dr. Tego, and thank you for having me here.
How are you, Medisema?
I'm doing fine, thank you. And how are you?
I am good, Kanit. I am good. Um, Also, we have one of the key speakers today is Nini Rose Muru, who will be our speaker for today in the webinar. She is the founder and project manager at Prime Incubate. Uh, she she is also an entrepreneur at heart, and yeah. So without any waste of time, actually she's the co-founder. Let me fix that. She's the co-founder, program manager at Prime Incubate. Mogu, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dede Teko.
Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your time. And we also have one of the Rise pioneers. We call them pioneers because once they go through the incubation program, we call them pioneers, who's been with Rise for the past 4 years, starting out as a fellow and then now as a pioneer. Ntina Peter Macheta, who will also be sharing his insights, having gone through incubation. All right. Firstly, on our speakers, let me just say we'll be taking questions as they come through in our chat, but also we will allow time for the webinar progresses. At this point, allow me to hand over to our first speaker. That is Me Disema, who will be talking about the role of incubators in building successful startups. Me Disema, I'm handing over to you, Me.
Thank you very much, Mdade. Let me just share my screen.
Thank you.
Okay, I hope you can see my screen, Mdade Teko and everyone.
Your screen is very much visible, Me Disema.
Okay, thank you very much. My slides are actually, my presentation is actually very long, but I will try to run through it as quickly as possible. As I've been introduced, I'm Disema Ramaidi from the Limco Queen Entrepreneurship Acceleration Platform under the auspices of Limco Queen University. Briefly, let me just tell you about Limco Queen University, that it has been in Lesotho for driving innovation, creativity, information. As Limco Queen University, we are based on 4 pillars: creativity and innovation, technology as the driver of all forces, and entrepreneurship, because our mandate is to create a caliber of entrepreneurs who will be able to create their own enterprises rather than looking for employment. So we want to create graduates who will create or who will develop businesses and employ themselves and employ other graduates or other Basotho. So the Limco Queen Entrepreneurship Acceleration Platform was first incepted in 2011 in order to help the university achieve its mandate that I have articulated, to create a network of entrepreneurs, to create employment and enhance business in Lesotho with the cutting-edge technological skills. And it has been purely funded by the university through the university ecosystem, Limco Queen Globalized, and different projects that we undertake for a variety of clients, both in the country and outside the country. It was only in 2023 when we applied for the CAFI funding and got involved in the CAFI incubation program for mentorship and training of different enterprises that we onboarded. And I must say that in the first cohort, our enterprises comprised of innovative projects with prototypes that came from our labs, that came from our studios within the Limkokwing ecosystem. So why we decided to continue or to embark into the incubation program, we realized that there is quite a number of students or graduates who are unemployed. There's a lot of research output that is produced, like I said, from the labs, from the studios, and our students understand or have learned a number of theories, a lot of theory that they need to apply in the real world of work or the real world of business. And therefore, and also the population of Lesotho is very small, and this impact on demand, like I say, I have already articulated, unemployment rate is high, and therefore Basotho youth need to create their own business ventures. There are also some untapped markets out there, including fashion design, technology, innovation, and digital services. So this would be the areas which are actually our stronghold as Limkokwing University. So the incubation program, incubation in general, business incubation and why it is important. We should understand that the business environment is very volatile. It is very unstable. It is a harsh world out there. Some people will call it a dog eats dog world. And startups are also very vulnerable. A majority of startups die within their very first year. And therefore, business incubation as a concept and practice is meant to nurture startups to achieve success. Success, which we can measure in terms of these enterprises scaling up and also being able to create employment and therefore contribute to economic development of the country. So as business incubators, our mandate is to help startups or small companies grow, survive during the most vulnerable period of their business development. So we are as aspects of running business, which may include areas like legal, how to protect their innovations. Here we can include issues of intellectual property, how to design or develop contracts, how to manage those contracts, and so on and so forth. And also issues of financial guidance, how to manage their accounts, their management accounts, their books in general. And also marketing. We are now in the digital era where digital marketing plays a pivotal role in business development. And also how to recruit, how to scout and recruit and keep relevant human resources that would help the business grow. So we support job creation ventures, which can also be scaled up in a very short period of time. So in this slide, I have indicated different success factors to business incubation. As business incubators, we should give our incubatees access to science and technology expertise and facilities. So with regard to facilities, we can talk about physical infrastructure and also technological infrastructure. This may include office space, tech infrastructure, internet, computers, printers, and so on and so forth, and access to labs for research and development. Also, our incubatees must be able to develop a comprehensive business plan. So the incubatees need to understand that the business plans must be owned by them. We don't create business plans for them, but we will guide them on how to create business plans. And we don't tell them what to do, but we basically handhold them, walk the journey with them until they understand or they can create business plans for their own enterprises. Our selection criteria has to be also very stringent because we need to be able to identify enterprises that have the potential of scaling up. Remember, the mandate here is to have a caliber of startups or enterprises that will be able to scale up within a short period of time and also create employment. Another thing that becomes one of the success factors is the availability of incubators, because they are confident that they will be able to manage funds correctly. So these kind of funds are used to support business incubation or to support the incubated enterprises to scale up. And the quality of entrepreneurs just don't take anybody. There is also need for stakeholder support. With regard to stakeholder support, we are referring to a network that we need to build out of business captains out there who are already practicing, who can give the incubates, what happens in the real world of business and handhold them, show them how to avoid pitfalls and also how to succeed. It goes without saying that it's not every incubation process that may be successful, but with the support of people who understand the business world, chances of survival, chances of success are higher. Also, government policies must be supportive of the business environment. It is imperative for government to create a conducive environment where businesses can thrive. In Sesotho, we see mabala, and they can do this through supportive the business incubators also must have competence and motivated management. That people who are running incubation programs must understand processes and how in must be done. Financial sustainability is also experience advice that will hold them accountable. So
apologies, Medisema.
Mandate.
Medisema, apologies. I hear you disappearing and appearing the last few sentences. But maybe if you can go back just a little bit.
Okay, okay. Can you hear me now?
You are clear now, man.
Am I audible? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I was, you heard about the government policies and that incubators must have competent and motivated management, people who are knowledgeable about running of incubation programs, and people who really love what they do, because the incubates look up to the incubators to be able to support them, to be able to give them the right direction. Also, the issue of sustainability financially. So incubators must be able to manage the funds or finances so that the incubates themselves will be able to follow through. And there is also need for an experienced advisor that will be able to hold them accountable for all processes that they engage in. So the solution here, business incubation, is meant to incubate entrepreneurs in alignment with government strategy. This will ensure business growth and economic development, or contribution to the country's economic development. And in Lesotho, we have what we call the National Strategic Development Plan 2 and the National Strategic Development Plan 2 Extended. So these are the key policies of the government that outline government strategy. So when we incubate, we look at the key priority areas within these strategies, and also as LEAP, we incubate according to our offerings, our strengths. You will understand that we are a university of technology. So we don't have skills, for example, in agriculture, but we can incubate an agriculture-based enterprise simply because there is an element of technology that is involved there. But we will definitely have to go and look for experts that we can co-opt into our team in order to strengthen the team. So as I have also said, there is need for networking and collaborations. We realize that the mandate is broad and therefore we cannot work alone. We need to look at other people, maybe externally, who are knowledgeable, who have more expertise, and who will be able to guide the enterprises. So the services that we offer include mentorship and coaching and training. So in our case as LEAP, we have what we call an industry advisory panel, which is made up of industry captains in different sectors, some of whom are entrepreneurs, or most of whom are entrepreneurs in different areas, and coaching. With coaching, we normally use or rely on the lecturers from the university, from the different faculties that are identified and assigned to be incubation coaches. And also the last one is training. With training, we hold workshops, regular sessions that cover different topics, such as, marketing strategies, financial planning, growth strategies, sales strategies, and so on and so forth. And also our incubates go through pitch practice, where we train them on how to refine their pitches, because at the end of the day, we want them to be able to pitch their businesses before investors in order to attract investment. And also, business incubation gives entrepreneurs access to the market. This can be done through hackathons, exhibitions, or expos. In the case of Limkokwing, we have an annual timeless fashion show where we showcase products that come from the labs or from the studios, designed and made by our fashion students. Access to finance is also very critical. As I have indicated, we are part of the CAFI incubation program. That also is another area that has enabled us to give our enterprises access to finance. And as I have indicated, Limkokwing is a private institution of higher learning, relies also from the support of the Limkokwing ecosystem and industry projects that we do for other partners, industry partners in Lesotho. The selection criteria, as I have said, very critical as well. We want innovative projects with prototypes and implementable ideas. Then they have to apply to LEAP. They have to come and pitch to the panel, and pitch to the panel, and pitch to the panel. So this basically means that they go through a series of pitching sessions until we are confident that we have actually refined their pitches. Due diligence is also very important, where there is thorough assessment done by LEAP and the faculty to ascertain the enterprises or the incubates potential. At the end, our exit strategy then would be graduation. I must indicate that there is a number of enterprises that we have incubated that have come out of the LEAP incubation program that we are very proud of out there. Monitoring and evaluation also plays a key role. There have to be regular check-ins to track progress and identify any challenges so that we'll be able to assist. Remember, our role is to handhold, assist the enterprises overcome these challenges. We also set a number of key performance matrices or indicators that help us measure performance of the enterprises and also of the program itself. Revenue growth is one of the areas that are very critical. Product readiness, market entry strategies, employment creation, use and adoption of technology tools. These are very, very, very important in order to measure growth of the enterprises and also success of the program. Continuously, there has to be feedback. We need to gather feedback from entrepreneurs and their mentors so that we are able to continuously make adjustments where necessary, come up with support strategies as well. I will skip this one and go straight to some of our success stories. As you can see, the blue logo there is Progressive Design Studio. This one is a company in architecture that was born out of the LEAP program that is already making strides out there. And Inkstream, let me just say Inkstream, Nucleus, and Weekly Observer. These ones were incubated by us from LEAP, but graduated into the CAFE program. And we are currently at the point where we are post-incubating them. We are giving them post-incubation support, which is finally going to prepare them for venture capital at the end of the CAFE project. The bottom two here, My Wallet and Morris Interior Architects, are companies that were created by our alumni. Our alumni are part of our incubation program because they are also mentors. So they come back to the program just to give insights on, what is happening out there, and also as a way of strengthening our incubation program. So as I have said, this is our commitment, which I have articulated already. I won't go back to it, but our mentorship and coaching program or intervention is tailored. It is a personalized approach where each mentor works closely with each entrepreneur in order to understand what their needs and challenges are, because it is only through assessing what their specific needs, which is needs assessment, and what their challenges are, that we are able to come up with strategies that will help them grow better. Industry expertise, as I have said, those mentors from the industry that give, diverse expertise also as a way of guiding the different entrepreneurs in the specific industries. There's also long-term support, which basically means that post the graduation, which is an exit strategy that I talked about, we don't leave our incubates or incubated enterprises out there in the cold. We continue with them. We monitor them. We give them long-term support in order to make sure that they are able to stand on their feet without us. So this is our team, which is internal. I will not go through the team one by one, but I think what is important here is that you need to understand that we have myself as the coordinator, we have Ntate as the program manager, the incubation manager. So we work together with this team of mentors, internal mentors with different skill sets. And we also have an external team, which is made up of those people that are from the industry experts. As you can see, they also come from different sectors. We have tourism and hospitality, ICT, software engineering, graphic design, broadcasting, architecture, communications, PR and branding. We have retailing. So all these people are industry experts, and they are able to make their inputs into the program. The importance of collaboration, as I have said, cannot be overemphasized enough. So these are just some of our industry partners that we work with, that include financial institutions, the development partners, other enterprise support organizations. There's Mansupa there's Betco, there's NAL Innovation Hub, there's the Entrepreneurs Network, and there's GEM Institute. And FNB, Standard Lesotho Bank, as some of the financial institutions, Government of Lesotho under the different ministries, but basically the Ministry of Trade, Small Business. Louis University is one of our partners from the higher education space. With this incubation program, ladies and gentlemen, we must indicate that the success of the success of our entrepreneurs or the incubates has a high chance of contributing largely to economic growth in Lesotho as we scale the enterprises up to even go beyond the borders of Lesotho. And by so doing, we are changing the landscape of business in Lesotho, and thus we are taking Lesotho to the world. Thank you very much, Ndade, Teko, and colleagues. That will be all from me.
Disema, thank you so much with that beautiful presentation. I allowed you to go a bit over time, but that's okay. We'll make up for it. And
Thank you very much. Can I stop
just
sharing?
yes, you may stop sharing, me. Just a quick notice to our participants. If you have questions, please just during the presentation, you can type them in the chat, or we'll allow for questions briefly after the presentations. Without any waste of time right now, allow me to move on to our next key speaker. That is Miss Nini Mogu, who will be talking about personal insights on running an incubation business, as well as how as Prime Incubate, they are fostering sustainable businesses, as well as the challenges entrepreneurs face when scaling beyond the incubation stage, as well as highlights of the role of community and network in building successful business incubation. Ms. Nini Muru, I'm handing over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Ndade. I hope I am audible and
You are, yes, you are. And very
great.
clear.
Great. So as mentioned, my name is Nini Rose Mobu. I am the co-founder and program manager at Prime Incubate. So just to give a brief background on what or who Prime Incubate is, Prime Incubate is a business support service organization that was formed in September 2022. And it is a brainchild of another entrepreneurial venture that I am a co-founder of called Prime Capital, which is a legally registered microfinance in Lesotho. So our aim at Prime Incubate is just to bridge the gap of local and global investment for enterprises in order to allow them to grow, create jobs, and also unlock access to markets. We really do exist because we believe there is a dire need to redefine the current narrative of Lesotho enterprises being uninvestable. Because if you look at the data in regards to financing that comes to Africa, most of it goes to Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa, and some parts North Africa. And Lesotho hardly gets a piece of the pie. So we exist because of that need, that we believe that Lesotho needs to be, the narrative needs to be redefined, and Lesotho enterprises must be investable by both local and international investors. So apart from that, we really do focus on high potential sectors that are aligned with Lesotho's development goals, or rather the second national strategic development plan of the country. Our main focus is really tech-focused businesses, because we believe that tech can be used to scale the country's development areas. So we're talking fintech, we're talking agri-tech, we're talking med-tech. And I think we focus mostly on technology because we believe that when looking at the other development areas such as agriculture, manufacturing, tech can really enhance those areas. So that's why we're really focusing on tech-focused enterprises. And in running the incubation business, I think I'd like to share the personal insights that we have. It's really not easy, because you're not just telling the enterprises what to do. You're also being both a coach and a partner in their journey in order to ensure that they are successful. What we have realized in the past 2 years is that it's not just about giving the enterprises spaces or resources, but it's also about nurturing a mindset in them, because they often need to be reminded that they have to think beyond the immediate wins and to focus on building sustainable business models that can withstand different environmental conditions. A lot of people that we have really had conversations with say that they find it difficult starting a tech enterprise in the country because it wouldn't be scalable. And there's different aspects that they raise, which are really valid, but we try to show them that instead of just looking at your market just being Lesotho, look at how you're going to solve challenges within the country and how you're going to scale up outside of the country, because we believe that the solutions should really start first at home. And what we also realized, another insight that we also have is that it's very important to create an adaptable program, especially because every business has its unique needs. If you're dealing with different tech businesses, you're not going to do a blanket approach for all of them. It's really important being flexible in our approach, and it has really helped us offer targeted support that aligns with where the business, or rather where the enterprise is at their growth stage. So that I think those are the two things that we have realized. We realized that it's about nurturing a mindset, and in addition to really offering the space and resources, and also creating a program that can be flexible enough to meet the unique needs of the enterprises that are in your incubation. So one thing that we really prioritize at Prime Incubate is sustainability. I think this is a word we use all the time, and it has really become an obsession, not just for us, because we are entrepreneurs ourselves, but also for the enterprises that we really deal with. We really want them to make sustainability the core of their mandate, especially because we've realized that most enterprises in the country, what happens is that if anything happens to the owner, it goes with the owner. And we're trying to build legacy enterprises. We're trying to ensure that our entrepreneurs understand the need to build sustainable businesses that can outlive them. So we really do support the enterprises by ensuring that they have clear financial foundation through practical skills building in budgeting, cash flow management, and financial planning. And beyond the financials, we focus on different aspects such as market readiness, operational management, leadership, network building with local and international entrepreneurs, and also Basotho in the diaspora. So they go through, the enterprises go through an intensive product positioning and market analysis exercise to ensure that they're addressing real needs in the market, because it's really sad when you have such a great idea, but then there is no market for it. So it's very important to undergo like market analysis exercises to ensure that there is a real need of the solution that the entrepreneur has. So we also do partner with different mentors, and they provide the enterprises with feedback, they provide them with mentorship, they provide them with guidance. We also ensure that we link them with coaches who will help them in their journey. And with coaches, it's more of a need-based coaching, because as I mentioned initially, not every enterprise has the same need, and it would be really sad to do a blanket approach for all enterprises, and then they are in a program for 12 months, but the incubation did not really focus on the actual needs that they have. That's why we have coaches and we have mentors. And apart from that, the most important thing that we emphasize on is access to financial resources so that they are able to fill their funding gaps and also grow independently outside of the incubation. And I think this leads me to the challenges that we realize that entrepreneurs face when they are scaling beyond the incubation stage. The scaling part brings quite a number of challenges. And one of them is after incubation, the entrepreneurs are ready. They have these amazing skills. They have these amazing entrepreneur mentors. They have these amazing, plans. But then what is the biggest challenge becomes funding. And the entrepreneurs normally face funding gaps and limited access to capital for implementation of what they have learned in the incubation period. As much as they do have the mentors, they do have the coaches, we still do give them access to other opportunities. The main thing that they will need is access to capital to implement what they have learned and also expand. This becomes a really significant roadblock. But on our side, what we have done is that we do link these entrepreneurs to potential funders. We help them build their business to a point where it can get funded by the partnerships that we have created with potential funders. And we don't just, let them pitch to these funders. We also help them build memorandum of investments, know how to do their NDAs, know how to pitch perfectly to investors, and also know how to really have conversation starters with these investors, so that after they have all these skills that they have gained from the incubation, they're not stuck with the skills and they don't have resources. And then another thing that we have realized that challenges the entrepreneurs after they leave the incubation stage is that scaling is really difficult, especially because you now want to move from maybe a 3-person company, and you realize that there are some aspects of the business that needs more people. So scaling is really difficult. But what we do is that we also help them build in systems in place that will allow scalability. So when they leave the incubation, they already have systems. And I feel like it's very important to understand that each business has to run on systems that can even live beyond the entrepreneur themselves, systems that can even be taken by the people that are working with the entrepreneur so that the business can outlive the entrepreneur. apart from that, we realized that entrepreneurs, especially the ones that come and it's just two of them or it's just one of them, delegation and adapting the operations for larger markets is often a challenge because sometimes it's very difficult to let go of something that you have, created, and then you've gone through the incubation stage with it. And now you realized that I need more people and I need to delegate. So during the period that they are with Prime Cubate, what we do is that we also show them the importance of working with other people, show them the importance of teamwork, show them the importance of saying, as an entrepreneur, we understand that you have the vision, but you really can't do everything yourself. You also have to get people who share the same vision so that delegation can be easy to do. So at Prime Cubate, we also try to address all these challenges by connecting the entrepreneurs with mentors who have scaled businesses before, and they can offer insights into what is expected at the stage they're in. Our mentorship is not just restricted to the incubation stage. It also goes beyond, because we believe that a mentor is someone that you build a relationship with, and it just doesn't have to end at the incubation stage. It has to go over and beyond because they have your best interests at heart. So we do work with mentors that are really passionate about youth, are really passionate about entrepreneurship, are really passionate about seeing other entrepreneurs be able to build sustainable businesses. So that's why we feel like it's very important to also, connect them with entrepreneurs post the incubation stage. And apart from that, I think I'd also like to touch on the role of community and network building in successful business incubation. It's very important to note that community and networks are at the heart of sustainable incubation. I think you've seen also from the previous presentation that it's very important to build a community. It's very important to build networks. It's in the sector or in the incubation, yes, in the environment that we're in, it's very important that we hold hands and work together in order to ensure that the enterprises that are coming out of our different incubation hubs are very successful and sustainable. So at Prime Cubate, I think we've seen firsthand how it's essential for entrepreneurs to connect with others who have walked in similar paths. So that's why we also find coaching and we also find mentorship very, very important. So we also, as I mentioned, link them with entrepreneurs that have undergone the same journey, or rather entrepreneurs that that would potentially serve as, this is where I want to be. When an enterprise in our incubation sees an entrepreneur, they should see where they can get. For instance, we also link them with entrepreneurs who are in Y Combinator, which is one of the largest incubators in the world. And we just give them, that taste to see where they can also get to be. And by fostering these connections, we help them build different networks that they can rely on even after the incubation period, because we don't want them to struggle. Like, you come into the incubation period, you're there for 12 months. It's amazing. You see your business growing to a certain stage. And then after you leave the incubation, we don't want you to just, be stuck. We want you to actually grow more than what the incubation could offer you. So it's very important to just create networks and a community for the enterprises so that they become sustainable and they also outlive and outgrow the entrepreneur themselves. I think that's it for me, unless there's any questions.
Thank you so much, Miss Mogru. Like, that was insightful. You also touched on collaboration and community, just like Me Isema did. So I think that is one takeaway from me at this point. So far, I haven't received any questions on the chat. So without any waste of time, please please do take note that you can send through your questions or comments on the chat or on our Facebook Live. We are streaming on Facebook Live on the Rise page. So moving right along, we have our last and third speaker. That is one of the Rise International incubatees who has been with Rise from when he was a fellow until when he started his own business. Just to hear his insights on sharing their journey from an idea to a flourishing business, how the incubation program helped them in areas such as financing, networking, and product development, as well as practical advice for other entrepreneurs considering joining an incubator. I mean, you've heard there's Prime Incubate, there's also Leap, there's others, the Entrepreneurs Network, there's the Annual Innovation Hub. There's many incubators in the country. We'll get to questions shortly after Ndade Ndina Maheta's presentation. So right now I'll be handing over to him.
Hi everyone, my name is Ndina Peter Maheta. I am one of Rice's local pioneer. That's how we call it here. I'm the founder of Pro Construction. We design and build and renovate houses. I'm doing construction in general. I started being any local pioneer 2019. That's when we got incubated into this whole entrepreneurship journey thing. Back in the days, you used to think of starting your own business. It used to be like a far away dream to reach type of thing. But as we got into the program, everything started to be now real and to be accessible, just like Bome previously have mentioned. Um, we are given resources, uh, the education, the knowledge that really help us to start where you are. You don't have to wait till you start. I think the only regret that I have was why didn't I start it earlier? That was the only thing. Um, yes, I started my company in 2020 during the Corona thing. It was really challenging back then, but with the help of our mentors, the RISE team, and everybody, we managed to put it through. Just like Medisema has said, out there in real life, it's dog eat dog type of thing. So yes, we've really been working since then until right now. And I think my advice to the other upcoming entrepreneur that are considering joining any incubator is like Medisema said, I think they're not gonna do work for you. Or I used to have my other expectation as well, and when you get into it, you thought they're gonna give you jobs like straight up like that, but you still have work to do. Like she said, they are only guiding the way, and all you have to do as a young upcoming entrepreneur is to do what you're supposed to do, follow the guidelines, and in doing so, you'll really be highly highly likely to be successful in whatever your business may be. I don't know if you want me to go further on this.
Thank you so much, Mr. Maheta. A bit shy right there, but he is one of the Rise products as far as our Pioneers Incubation Program is concerned, which brings me to one of the questions I have. I think this one will go probably to you, Medisema. The question is, for Leap, is it only ex-students who are incubated through the program, or you also welcome other incubatees who are not necessarily students or ex-students of Lincoln Queen University of Creative Technology? Maybe just the clarification there.
Oh, thank you, Ndati. The LEAP program, when it started, it was primarily focused on students who were going for internship. So incubation was part of the internship program. And of course, we were mainly focusing on our own students. But then we have extended it to include graduates. So at the moment, we are focused on our alumni, graduates who have graduated from the institution. But within some of these enterprises, there are other people who were students elsewhere. So we don't just discard them because they have collaborated with students from outside the Limpopo ecosystem. But as you know, our campus is very small, our facility is small, we cannot accommodate everyone. I am hoping that when we have a bigger campus, we'll be able to accommodate other people from outside our own ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you, Medisema, well articulated. Miss Muru, just a question for you. If you can maybe give also insights, personal, maybe from your observation, how long does an incubatee or an enterprise take to fully say they can stand on their own and be their own company or business without the assistance of maybe say Prime Incubate or the incubator?
Thank you so much for that question. That's a very good question. Honestly, I can't say there is a particular timeline. If it were up to us, we would take the enterprise for a year or two, because we believe that for a year, yeah, let me say for a year, actually for 12 months, because we believe that, you know, it's as much as you are not working for or doing things for the entrepreneur themselves, you are coaching them, you are guiding them. It takes a while because there's a lot of aspects to take into consideration, especially depending on where they are in regards to their growth. I know there are programs that are incubators and they take 3 months, some 6 months. I personally don't feel like that is quite sufficient time. I feel like maybe 12 months could help you guide the entrepreneur properly, but also it depends on where they are in regards to their growth, really. But yeah, I'd say 12 months would be a perfect timeline.
All right, thank you so much, Miss Muru. Medisema, would you like to chip in into that question? Your thoughts on why? I mean, how long does an enterprise or incubatee take to fully say they can stand on their own and be their own company?
Okay, Ndati, I was actually just about to ask to interject there or to contribute. A normal or for an incubation program to be effective, like Memo has said, at least 12 to 18 months. That's almost enough to say that the enterprise can stand on its feet. But after incubation, we still have the process of acceleration as well. So the acceleration can take maybe 6 months for the enterprise to actually, grow out of the incubator. So let's say 2 years, which will include both incubation and acceleration. But there are programs that I've seen out there and even in other countries that take up to 5 years for both incubation and acceleration. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. All right. Another question. Please share your questions or thoughts if you have them. We are left with very limited time. Another question to maybe all three of you, including Dr. Peter, is why are most incubators focused only in Maseru? Like majority of them, they are centered in Maseru. Is it an issue of resources, or is it as an issue of this is where they are situated or they are founded? Nemuru, would you like to go first?
I think let me speak for Prime Capital and for Prime Cubate, sorry. For Prime Cubate, we do, we can take enterprises from all 10 districts. I think the issue right now might be maybe information dissemination. Maybe there is a problem with the information that is going to, or rather the lack of information to other districts. But to be quite honest, there is also an aspect of lack of resources and lack of support, because some of the activities, they do happen in Maseru itself, like if you have something like a fireside chat, in order to ensure that the enterprises are engaging in the fireside chat, it will happen in Maseru. But if we could, enhance or increase our resources, we would be more than happy to go to all the districts, because we believe that there's so much potential in different districts. I think we have also realized that in our other entrepreneurial ventures, that there's so much growth happening in other districts. And if we do get enough support, we will really ensure that we also have other activities that we can do in other districts. Thank you.
Thank you, Memuru. Madisama, would you like to chip in? I know Lincoln Queen University of Creative Technology is based in Maseru, but there is also presence in other districts. But what can you say, not just only about LEAP, but other incubators as well?
And I think Memuru has said it all, really. And I think the primary challenge there would be the resources, funding, because these call for applications go out through different media, and even those community radio stations, and some of the people, many of our youth are also using social media. So I wouldn't say information dissemination is a real problem as such. Well, I'm speaking from our point of view, because we disseminate information through newspapers, radio, TV, and I want to believe that they access the information. But the primary challenge for me would be resources. If we could have funding, to support these enterprises, even from far externally, then I think we would really do it, because we do have the capacity. And I think CAFI tried its best to be inclusive and accommodate people from other districts, because even in our first cohort, we had one of the enterprises from Leribe. And I know some of the ESOs that were in the first cohort had people from even as far away as Mokotlong and Gachasnek, because it was funded, and there was funding also for the enterprises. Thank you.
Thank you, Medisema. Quite informative as well. I have two more questions from our participants, and the first one is directed to you, Medisema, and it's almost similar to the first question I asked about whether LEAP is only for ex-students or current students. But let me just ask, maybe you feel it's different. It's from Tepiso. And Tepiso says, what is required for a person to be an incumbent in LEAP if I am not an alumni for Lincoln Queen?
Okay, that as I have indicated, as part of our selection criteria, one has to be a graduate from Limco Queen University. So at the moment, we are basically looking at innovative ideas, prototypes, and implementable ideas from students or from graduates from the university. But as I have said, collaborations are very important. We work with other ESOs then who are a little bit more open to taking enterprises, entrepreneurs from different facets. So, yeah. Thank you.
All clear, December. Thank you so much. And
Okay,
then another question.
let me just add
Go ahead.
that we support other programs even outside the LEAP program. So an example of that could be the GCIP program by UNIDO. That is the clean tech innovation program, incubation program. We support the STEAM, science, technology, program by UNDP, and even the Sibabato program. So, but for our own incubation, we are looking at either LEAP graduates or Limkokwing graduates. Thank you, Dad.
Thank you so much, December. I believe it is clear. I hope it is clear, Tsepiso. And we move on to Masekese Rahosi. And a question is, before one enroll for the incubation program, should one have a startup, an idea, or just one who is interested in being an entrepreneur can enroll? I'd like to engage you here, Ms. Moru, just to hear your thoughts, maybe even as well, Medisema, you add your thoughts on this one.
Okay, thank you so much. And thank you so much for the question. Different incubation programs require different, or rather have their own acceptance criteria. So there's incubation programs that will take you with an idea that you can validate during the incubation program. And there's others that will take you with, a startup that you're still trying to figure out. There's others that will even take you with just an interest in entrepreneurship, and then they bring you together with other people who have ideas, and then you can be co-founders. So it just depends on the incubator itself and what you are really looking for. But for us, for now, we are looking at at really enterprises that have been in existence for at least 6 months and are also at least generating some revenue. We're not saying that you should be profit making yet. You should be at least getting, some revenue so that we can properly fit you into our program. But there's really other incubation hubs that will take you with an idea or really just with an interest in entrepreneurship. It just depends on their acceptance criteria, really.
Thank you so much, Miss Moru. Disema, would you like to chip in onto this one?
Okay, that Memuru has talked about the selection criteria, which would therefore entail, different requirements that different incubators may have their own requirements. And also what is important also is to consider the duration of the incubation program. Because if you were to take a fresh idea and incubate it for 6 months, by the time that incubation program ends, that business would not be ready for investor, would not be investor ready. But if the incubation program is extended, maybe it takes 12 months or so, then we could say, yes, you could start them from ideation and up to implementation. For us, we are running the internal LEAP program. The internal LEAP program is run in the final semester of our diploma programs. And by the time they finish the LEAP program, because they have ideas there, by the time they leave the program, then they're in a position to join other incubation programs because their ideas will have already been tested. Thank you, Dad.
Great. Thank you so much, ladies. I really appreciate your insights, sharing your thoughts and expertise on this topic, the value of business incubation, and I hope it was as valuable to our participants as it was to us who are engaged in it. I would like to really pass my gratitude to all of you, including Date Peter Macheta, as well as your institutions, Prime Cubate, as well as Prime Capital, Nini Mugu. Thank you so much for your time and your efforts into the success of this webinar. Me Disema from Lincoln Queen University of Creative Technology, thank you so much as well. And to all our participants, thank you for joining us today. We went a bit over time with just 10 minutes, but I believe it was worth it. We'll be sharing this presentation on our YouTube. We'll also email it to everyone who had registered via their email. And you can also expect more from our RISE webinar and lecture series. In November, we have, on the November 21st, actually, we have a lecture at Lincoln Queen University of Creative Technology with our visitors from Athabasca University in Canada, where we'll be talking about mass timber and sustainability in construction. So be on the lookout for that one. Please do kindly follow us on social media as we keep giving you insights. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much for your time. I know lunch hour is very important to some of us, but you made this time to join us for this important webinar. Until we meet again, thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Tate. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Okay.
There we go.